The Pokemon scene is exploding. It's Charizard!
Market prices for cards are hella volatile, scalpers fighting each other, packs at MSRP almost impossible to get.
I don't know, man. It's really bad right now. As someone who plays the game, it's really frustrating. And people ask if the hype will stick or if Pokemon will die out as the market crashes. And my response to that is, you must be new here. Pokemon has been around for a long time. The market itself is a roller coaster, but the core fandom never dies. I mean, sure, sometimes the Pokemon company makes decisions that disappoint us, but the series is something special to us.
I've been a Pokemon fan since the news hit that it was coming to the West in the 90s, playing all the video games to have been released since then, except maybe the Colosseum series. I need to play those and I promise I will. So what I wanted to do is give you guys a list of Pokemon games that you should try out if you're new, or even if you're an old Pokemon fan that is getting back into it and need a little refresher. Now note, this is my personal list. First off, Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green. The remakes of the first gen Red and Blue. No matter how much people say Red and Blue is the best generation of games, don't listen to those nostalgia heads that have never touched another Pokemon game before. Fire Red and Leaf Green is definitely a refined version of that game. Though it's still older from the GBA generation, still holds as a fun staple. Number 2, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Another remake of the older games. It's a combination of Johto and Kanto, so it's a lot of content. On top of that, it's super fun to have the Pokemon follow you around. A lot of people would rave that this is one of the best Pokemon games to be released. Number 3, one of my favorites, Black and White. Even after I would play Black and White, I would recommend playing Black 2 and White 2 because they added a ton of life-changing things to the game that made it easier to play. Also, the story is one of the best I've played. Number 4, Pokemon X and Y. I had a lot of fun with X and Y even though it got a lot of hate, and it was my introduction to competitive Pokemon, and Mega Evolutions are introduced to this. It also gives a lot of Gen 1ers a nod, with it giving you the Gen 1 starter as well. I will say it's definitely more of a laid back game than the previous ones. Number 5, Pokemon Arceus. This is a different Pokemon game. It introduces different battle mechanics than the previous games, and it gives a lot of exploration and freedom to where you can go with the right Pokemon and items in hand. Though it is a lot harder than the other mainstream games, it's still cool because it's like the beginnings where Pokeballs were first introduced and everyone was still afraid of Pokemon. Craziest part is the Pokemon can attack you as well, so you have to tread carefully. I would say play this last once you get the feel of Pokemon and its weaknesses, because you'll need it. Even I find myself struggling from time to time.
Now, all the other Pokemon games are great. Personally, my favorite is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because of the different routes that you can follow and the characters that you adventure with. Even to this day, we're waiting for Pokemon Z8 to release. Now, that's my personal recommendations, and I'm sure other content creators and Pokemon fans will have a different list than I do. Before I go, if this was not enough to convince you to stay and play Pokemon, maybe these people will convince you.
So when Herm asked me, why do I like Pokemon? Why do I like the TCG, the anime, the video games? I mean, there's obviously so many reasons. It's the character designs, it's the music, it's the story. But above all else, how else and where else could you possibly defeat a god simply by training up a little olive? You can't in anything other than Pokemon.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I've enjoyed playing the Pokemon video games ever since I was a kid because there's no specific way to play it, and there's no correct way to win. You could win with a team full of your favorites or a team full of, like, the same color Pokemon, and I think it's really fun that way, and it's just a great game to play if you're younger or even if you're older.
Why do I like Pokemon? Well, first of all, have you listened to the music within the games, the anime, and have you read the manga? Also, like, it's fun to collect things. Anyways, I like Pokemon so much. I get to go on adventures with my favorite little guys, and catching Pokemon makes me happy.
I feel like I've been a fan of Pokemon for so long that there are so many things that I absolutely love about Pokemon, but one of the biggest things for me is that I love collecting the trading cards, or just collecting stuff in general. I have my whole room filled with random Pokemon stuff, whether that's plushies, games, trading cards, all sorts of stuff. But I love that there's really no one like right or wrong way to collect. You can kind of just collect whatever you want, whatever brings you joy, and that's like what makes you happy. So I love doing that. I have binders of cards. I have cards on display on the walls. I have a bunch of sealed stuff that is just, you know, gonna probably remain sealed just for like the history of it all. I find that super interesting, and like I said, I love the art. I love to collect stuff, so this is the perfect thing. I'm trying to catch them all. You know how it is.
I love the Pokemon TCG. Why do you ask? There's a lot of reasons, but I'm gonna narrow it down to maybe like 3. Number 1, it's probably the cheapest card game out there. Number 2, even though it seems like a very simple game, it actually has a lot of layers to it, which is what I like about it. It's not too crazy like other TCG, and it's not too simple as well. Number 3, Pokemon is literally one of the best franchise. I love everything about it. I grew up with it. The shows, the card game, video games. There's a lot of things about Pokemon that is very awesome. I love how it brings a lot of people together of all ages, and the community is actually one of the best community I've been in, and I really do love Pokemon at the end of the day.
Why I like Pokemon is really interesting. There's a lot of things for me that goes into it, but it's definitely the lore and the competitiveness. I love the strategy, man. I mean, this game is so unique from other competitive Pokemon games and just other competitive games, I should say. But even the lore, man, like I know the games don't show it all, but if you talk to the random NPCs, you learn so much, man. It just, I love it, dude. I love it. Plus, it's got Mudkip. What's not to like?
Oh, Island Arcade?
Aloha, trainers.
Dude, I'm making a Pokemon video right now, and I just want to know what you like about Pokemon since you used to make Pokemon videos.
Nobody's asked me that in a long time. Well, first of all, dude, Pokemon to me, like I grew up with Pokemon. So, it was like Pokemon. It's just like the first thing that I love.
The water, long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect brother, but I come back to the...
Check out this Marnie playmat that I got. I didn't know it came in like one of the TCG boxes I opened, but 100% worth it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that video, and hopefully it makes you guys want to play the games. Personally, it's one of my favorite franchises ever since I was a kid to this day. So give it a shot, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, like, what would be the list that you would recommend to new Pokemon fans for them to stick around and play. Those are my lists. And also, a shout out to all of the people that were involved in this video. Check them all out. Also, shout out to Tyler for helping me film this. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the vlog. Subscribe!